Oh, well, this is something a bit different, and this is me messing up recording the end of an assignment. So I've recorded, God, what must be 40 or 50 Battlefield 4 assignments, and I don't think I've messed up the recording of one yet, except for today. So I have completed the Phantom Operative. I got the last of the bow headshots, but wasn't recording when I completed it. So I've got the rest of the round and the end of the round that says I completed it, but the nice little logo and the dog tags appearing on the screen, I didn't record. And this is the perils of using new recording software. So I normally record in OBS, and that is pretty easy. I've got it set up so you press F9, it starts recording. You press F10, it stops recording. Now I thought that is what I had set up in DxTory. However, what I'd done is set up F9 to be start and stop recording. So I played around. At the end of the round I pressed F10 thinking that I'd stop the recording at the end of the round. Then at the start of this round I pressed F9 thinking that would start the recording. However, because I'd set it up wrong, F9 stopped the recording that was already running. So it didn't record the beginning of the round, and I didn't pay attention to a little thing in the top left hand corner of my screen, it's not on the video but I see it, that tells me it's recording. And so it didn't record me getting the assignment. So after about a minute of sitting at my PC and swearing, I carried on with the round, and that's what you're seeing now. Now it is quite a shame because I was having a very good round. Okay, not in that particular bit, but I was getting the hang of the bow quite well. I was even getting the hang of stabbing people as well. So I got another melee ribbon in this round. Now I noticed on the last 1080p 60 frames per second video I did, well should I say the first one that I did, that there were little bits of it where the quality seemed to dip. Now that's not on the DxTory recording, that's fine. For some reason DxTory recordings won't play properly in Windows Media Player, but they will play properly in, is it SVG? Can't remember what it's called, but one of the other media players plays it fine. And I'm wondering if there's something not quite right with the codec I have on my PC. So I might have a fiddle around with that, but this one's also in 1080p 60 frames per second, so this will be another test of that to see if there's those sort of blurry drops in quality again. Now I have sussed out how to record audio and do the narration in Sony Vegas, so that's another thing that's done. I've also sorted out how to do the transitions properly, I think. They're a bit more complicated than they were in Video Studio, but it all seems to be getting there. So if I can get the codec sorted and get the quality sorted, then some videos will be in 60 frames per second. Most of them won't be. I think a lot of the standard stuff is still going to be in 30 frames per second and recorded in OBS, just until I get things sorted. So from now on I won't be recording important things like assignment videos in DxTory until I've got the system properly sorted. I kind of forgot and recorded in DxTory and I still don't really know what I'm doing with it, and that's why I muddled up the recording of the assignment and didn't get the actual assignment completion on film. So there will be 60 frames per second videos. I'll probably experiment with doing one a week, and it'll just be gameplay and me talking and that kind of stuff. Anything important I need to record, or videos like Battlefield News if there's any of those coming up till Christmas, that kind of thing will still be done in OBS and in Video Studio, because I know those like the back of my hand now and I can reliably record in those rather than messing things up with the new stuff. But the new stuff will slowly fade in, and it doesn't take that much longer to upload. it does take longer to render. So Vegas is slower at rendering in 60 frames per second than Video Studio is in 30 frames per second. So it's about 3 times as long. So the last video took about an hour to render. This one will probably take about the same length of time. Upload speeds are about the same. So uploading to YouTube is about the same. It's just rendering and editing that takes me longer because I don't understand Sony Vegas and it's got to do more work to render it in 60 frames per second. So as I've completed the Phantom Operative, it's probably a good time to do a review of the Phantom Bow. Is it any good? It's fun, but it's not any good. It's a primary weapon, and I can't see any class where you would take the bow as the primary weapon over a gun. Yes, it's fun. If you're doing something like this, which is a bow and knife only server, it's great. Get out there against a gun and you're dead. Simple as that. If you try going into a normal team deathmatch round with a bow, you might get the occasional lucky kill, but you're going to die repeatedly. It's the same as trying to use a knife in a team deathmatch server. Yes, you can go knife only in team deathmatch. Yes, you can edit a video together to make it look like you've been getting a lot of kills, but in reality your kill to death ratio is going to be terrible. And it's the same with the bow. It's just not a practical primary weapon. Think of it as iron sights on a sniper rifle. That's effectively what you've got. But you've got a sniper rifle with a massive silencer on it that's slowing down the bullet velocity horrendously. So you've got real problems trying to hit moving targets that are moving from side to side in front of you. The lead time is horrendous and the scope is pretty bad on it. It's fun, but it's not a serious weapon in Battlefield 4. You can do so much better. Is it worth unlocking? God yes, because it is fun to play with. It can be frustrating if you're up against people with guns, but it is a fun little weapon. Like I say, as long as you treat it as a bit of fun and don't treat it as a primary weapon to go out and play with, you're fine. It'll be even better if they fix the couple of little glitches that it has. So it currently doesn't always look like it's aiming in the direction you're pointing it in. So for you looking first person, the bow is pointing at your target. For somebody else looking at you, you're often aiming wildly off to one side and the arrow just comes straight out, not from the bow. So that's a bit glitchy and a bit wrong and can lead you to aiming at the wrong person, because you see one guy facing towards you, one guy aiming off to the side, and it could be the guy aiming off to the side that kills you. The other problem with it is trying to use the knife while you have the bow out. It will not let you interrupt the reload animation it does after you've swung the knife. So if you miss with your first shot, the bow has to go all the way through its reload animation before you can try and hit them with a knife again. That's a bit frustrating. On the whole though, the bow is pretty good. You don't need any arrow other than the broadhead arrow. The bullet head arrow is completely pointless. The broadhead arrow has virtually no drop over ranges that you can effectively use the bow in its sights. After a certain range, there's no point using the sight at all. You might as well just aim by the force. The top reticle of the sight is the one you use almost all the time. If they're close up, the arrow is actually going to go above where that reticle says it's going to hit, and at range it's only going to be a fraction below it. So if you aim at their neck with the middle reticle, you're almost guaranteed to hit them no matter what range they're at. It's a very good arrow as well. The broadhead does 100 damage close up, and medium range it seems to do 93 damage a lot. So it does take 2 shots to kill them at moderate and long ranges, but close in it will drop them to the head or to the body. At any range it will drop them to the head. So broadhead arrow's fine, bullet head arrow's pointless, and the explosive arrow is fun, but you're not going to get kills with it. You can damage people with it, but it tends to do about 30-35 damage if you fire it at somebody's feet. So that's 3 shots, and the lob on it is pretty horrendous. So it does drop like a stone, that thing. So it's not a long range arrow, and it doesn't really do enough damage to vehicles. The advantage it does have is that it reloads incredibly quickly. So you can carry 20 of these things and they reload as fast as you can fire them. They reload at the same rate as a normal broadhead arrow. I can guarantee you that that is going to get nerfed. The fact that you can lob explosive arrows around constantly. Literally, you never need to stop firing. So if you're on something like Lockers or Metro, you can just constantly fire explosive arrows through a doorway. You're never going to run out if you're standing on an ammo bag. And that is just spam. And considering what they did to grenades, I'm really surprised they've let the bow be that spammy with explosive arrows. So what's the best way for you to get your 200 kills and 50 headshots? Well, the best arrow is the broadhead. You can't change the setup of the bow, so you've got to leave that as it is. Server wise, your best option is going to be trying to find a bow only server. Now I know you can do this on PC. You just stick bow into the search criteria and it will come up and show you all the servers that are either hunting bows, so people trying to get the bow, or people just using bows. Now Team Deathmatch and Domination are the best modes if you can find them. There are some Conquest large bow only servers, God knows what those are like. But Team Deathmatch and Domination work really well with bows. I'm pretty sure you'd be able to find the same kind of thing on the consoles. All you need is for somebody to have rented a server and set it up. So it's possible to find it on consoles, but I can't tell you for sure or not because I don't own a console. On PC there are a couple of really good ones, and I think the one I'm playing on now is Crow, or it's a Crow server anyway. Other than that, there's no real tricks with the bow. Don't get in very close range, don't go for very long range. What you want is sort of close to medium range engagements with the bow, and just aim with that top reticle, ignore all the others. Other than that, it's simply getting used to the lead times and the minuscule amount of drop there is with the broadhead arrow. If you are at very close ranges to your enemy, don't try and use the bow. When you're aiming, you turn incredibly slowly and you move incredibly slowly with the bow. So go for the melee attack. That's a far better option at close range than trying to hit them with the bow, because they can run around you and jump faster than you can actually follow them with the bow. It's like any new weapon in Battlefield 4. You need to learn its lead time, learn what ranges it's good at, and then practice. That's all you can do really. I've got much better over a couple of days. I was terrible when I started. I'd get 3 or 4 kills in a round. Now I can get 15 or 20 kills in a round. It's just a matter of practicing, and you're going to have to accept that sometimes in a one-on-one duel with a bow you're going to lose even if you hit them. This round's drawing to a close, and that will be the end of the Phantom Operative, because we'll get to see the assignment completed in the Assignments tab. And the Phantom Operative has been okay. I don't think it's been as exciting as some of the earlier Phantom assignments with the hunts around the maps and all that kind of stuff. I think the dog tag boxes was a bit of a pain in the ass. It wasn't too bad if you knew about the pictures and the maps that were out on Reddit, but if you didn't know about those and didn't follow the Battlefield community, how the hell were you supposed to find those boxes? But if rumours are true, this is not the end of the Phantom assignments. So, end of the round, and I got quite a few ribbons from this, and I got my melee ribbon. There it was, went whizzing past. It's a bit of a rarity for me getting melee ribbons. And I went 27 and 11 in the round. That's how much I've improved with a bow, considering that the first rounds I played I got 4 kills. And there's the Phantom Operative complete. Now, here's an interesting little quirk. It shows you that I have unlocked the premium dog tag. If we go and have a look on my soldier, you'll see that's not all I unlocked. So here's the left hand dog tag, and there it is, the premium dog tag for the Phantom Operative. But if we go to the right hand side dog tags, well, there's a matching one there. So there's 2 dog tags for the Phantom Operative. I don't know why there's 2, but I guess we'll find out some point later. And that's it for the Phantom Operative. The assignment's completed, challenge is done. Thanks for watching.